A very good morning team, this is Amir Mustafa. In this video we will understand how we can delete Docker images and container. So in the previous episode we have seen that how we can utilize Docker interactive mode. So Docker interactive mode is simply that terminal is asking a certain set of data and in return it gives us the response back. So it often happens that we create containers. By container we mean that we are creating a snapshot of the code which we have written in Docker file. And many a times what we do, we create multiple copies. Like sometimes some error comes or some flags come. Somehow our containers, duplicate containers or unused containers are there. So it is a good practice that we refactor it, we clean our Docker space. So in this video we will implement how we can delete containers and images. Deleting containers. Okay, so let's go to the code and so this can be achieved in two ways, either using terminal command or using the extension. So we'll see both the ways. Let's see how this can be done. We go over here. So over here we have Microsoft provides a very beautiful graphical view. Container, where see the container images, list of images which we have. So recently we were working with Python and these images PHP node. So what we need to do, how we can delete the image. Docker. Okay, so firstly we want to know that which container we want to delete. To get the container we write the command docker ps a flag. This gives us list of running and deleted IDs. So we copy the container ID. We can also copy the name. Now we see that this one by name it will be easier to understand. One second please. Let's take the first one only. This one. Okay, second one we are taking, and the name is Laughing Bernal. So these are auto assigned names. So what is this? This gives us container. First we'll see how to delete a container, and after that we'll see how we can delete the image itself. We copied the name, docker rm and ID. That's it. So if we run the command again, we see that one is gone. Happy yellow. It was something different. So that ID is deleted. Okay. So this is the first way we have seen to delete a container. This is from terminal, and the second way to delete a container is we were already seeing from extension, but we were using command line. Just right click on this, click remove. Both of them have their own advantage. If sometimes we work in VDI and our system is slow due to slowness of the computer, at that time this extension might run slow, but most of the time it is awesome. Terminal has its own advantage. We can access from anywhere, any environment. It's a good practice to know both. It's gone. Okay, let's refer to our. So we got the container ID over here, so we delete it. So it is possible that we delete multiple at once. We just add a space between the IDs. It is important to note that we cannot delete a container which is running. So how we'll know that a container which is running? See, this one is in play mode. Docker ps. This command gives the list of running containers. So if they are running, we cannot delete them. So we need to stop them first. Let's try deleting this one. Okay, docker rm. You cannot remove a running container. So what we need to do now, first stop them. To stop it, we just have one command, docker stop this ID. Let me now do full mode. So it takes some time, around 30 seconds. So it is done now. So see, if we run again the same command, we see that 80 ID is gone from here. No, so if we try to delete this one, this time it will be removed. Cool. Yeah, so this is the method we can delete container from terminal as well as extension. And if this is not installed in your system, simply go to extension section, just install it. If we click this one, it is already installed, so we are seeing the other message. We'll install it and this bar comes over here. So this was the first thing, deleting containers. The next thing is deleting images. Now image can be anything, either it is a parent image like a Python, PHP, or it can be the combination of our code plus base image. So this is we can delete anything, any image. So let me come over here. So this time you are able to see, because of this extension, the name. If we write docker images, here we see list of images which we have. One of them is PHP. So docker, so I'll just go to the documentation also, because command will be easier for us. Docker images gives us list of commands. Docker rmi image id. This is the command which we use. In the container it was just rm, but here it is rmi and the image id. So docker, and by image id it can also be the image name if it is assigned. So if we go over here, docker images, we have two names, either it is a PHP or any language, and the second one is the id itself. So if it has the name, we can use the name to delete it. So let's run the command, docker rmi id. That's it. Unable to remove the repository PHP, container is using it. Okay, so it is very important that think image as a class and container as an instance of the class. So if any instance is running, we must close the instance first. So for us here it is a container. Let us go back over here. I think stop. We can use command also, but we can also use, we have closed this to container. Docker rmi php, and we are getting the same error again. Okay, give me a second please. So docker ps command is used to check all the running containers, and we do not have a container here. Let me check, why aren't we able to delete? Docker ps, Docker images, Docker RMI, unable to remove repository PHP, must force container. See, they have also given the ID over here. Let's Docker stop this one. Let us try again. Unable to remove PHP container is using its reference. Come on. Docker images. Docker PS. Docker delete RMI PHP container is using it. I think there are multiple containers which are using it. So there is a command which we have also seen over here. It's called docker. So if we want to delete all the container at once, there's a command for this. This is called docker container prune. Docker, let me clear this first. Docker container prune. So it asks, and this one is super dangerous command. If you're trying to we are working in local, and okay, it's fine if we delete it, but think like if you are working in a live environment where we have hundreds of users, at that time this command might stop a server. So what we did that time, we were searching which command was which container was trying to stop us from deleting it. So this command stopped all the containers, removed all the containers. So for this, docker, and this time we have written docker RMI PHP. Our terminal have accepted it, delete it. We see that it's gone from here also. So if you want to, this is a graphical representation. Think that we do not have this, so it is gone from container. So method 2 of deleting is just right click on it. Not sure why this one is not visible in recording. Let me check. I'll add in the image. So if we right click on this, we'll get lots of options. Run, inspect, pull, push, remove is one of them. Just we click remove, confirm